I'm here, by the way. The show's gonna start pretty soon. Viewers or not, I don't give a damn. This is for this is definitely for all those who tune in live and who's gonna tune in afterwards. But gotta wait for that tea, the sizzle. You know what I'm saying? Gotta wait for that tea to fuse and make your boy feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gotta do. Very empty and quiet room today. I enjoy it. I fucking love it. I love it. Let's see. Maybe it's me, right? Oh no. Wage cuckery is struck again. It has struck again. Hello all of the people joining in. My name is JXG and welcome to the next chapter of the Political Black Pills. This is chapter 3 of the Political Black Pill, called to protect and serve. Kind of. Anyways, I am your host, GXG. You can basically prefix any of the GXGs for whatever word you can find. So, let's go. Let's get right into it. For those of you who are tuning in, I appreciate you tuning into the live show. And for those of you who are going to watch afterwards, I also appreciate that as well. You can see the background, the window's open for tonight. Not much out there to see besides, the nighttime. But when there's nighttime, it's easier to see me here. Anyways, we're going to talk about not all. We're going to talk about most of the following updates to the current shooter in Texas. A lot of developing stories, a lot of developing narratives, and a lot of bullshit we have to deal with, right? And the in political theater, run amok. So I hope you enjoy this show. Hope you can tune in, and hope you can also enjoy the newer sounds that I found that just to add more of a cream to this layered cheesecake that I have for you guys. It's delicious. It's scrumptious. The guild halls are open. Your guild master has. The theater's open for all of you to sit down, pop over a seat, and watch the car crash with me. Right? I'm just an average guy. Alex, take it away, Alex.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
What's going on, CB? I don't want to read. I'm gonna read your chat for 1 second. So let me just finish this intro. So a lot of people ask, especially on chapter 3, and this definition is gonna basically transform with every show, right? So we're just gonna keep doing this until I get tired of it, and or something newer and better comes along, and we can take it from there. So what is the political black pill? I get this question a lot, right? People think that it's like some nihilistic approach or nihilistic ideology where we just throw things to the fire and just keep warm with it burning in front of us. Like it's an accelerationist nihilistic ideology that I'm just making you guys politically lazy. Far be it from that. I'm just playing on words, and I'm also using urban definitions to common vernacular that we're used to today. So why black pill? It's because it's time to open our eyes to all these grifters, scammers that are selling you this system, this establishment per se. Like I said before, we're not nihilistic, we're realistic. This political system and the media pundits, independent or establishment, love it when you bend the knee, right? You bend the knee, and I'm telling you to not do it. You're free to vote, not vote, be politically active, or not active. But I implore you to take the black pill and realize that we are in a roller coaster, not a car ride, at the end stages of capitalism, specifically in a Western system. So take your jersey off, remove your brown shirt, because you're definitely being finessed. We don't care if you're a conservative. We don't care that you're a liberal. These are all just marks of the beast to designate you to which camp they'll eventually send you off for a quick buck, right? You just use for a tool to make $1 off of. So pull up your lawn chair and watch the car crash with us. It's the political black pill, and I am your Morpheus, GXG. All right, easy. So let's continue forward from that, and hopefully people can enjoy the little explanation of what this show's about. And like I said, it's gonna morph in time. The definition is gonna morph and evolve how further we take on this show. Right? I used to do different chapters back in the day when I do political streams, so I evolved from that, upgraded from that, read some literature, read some articles, and this is where I landed at currently. Just like every other human being, we evolve. I'm sorry, CB. You helping this lady return to Western Union for half an hour and a half. I got a police being shit topic video when you're ready, I guess. It's post left wing accelerationist, anti-civ, anarcho-nihilist. I have no idea. I have no idea. Define it for me, and then we can that I could say yay or nay. Remember, I'm not as well read as you are, CB, and that's okay. That's okay. That just means there's certain topics that I just step back and I learn. God, I sometimes, man, I really disgust, like, detest these beats. Okay, so which one should I be careful of? I should be careful of YN trainer. I wanted to restart this. What the fuck is going on? Oh no. There we go. Pretty simple, pretty chill. Oh, let me see what this song is. I probably should have checked this song before. Oh well. All right. Thursday nights are usually like very low. You call it viewership nights. Anyone ever noticed that? Like Thursday nights are like the lowest for like most of the people instead of the people who are well established. Of course. Shit is interesting. All right, let's get some things started here. There we go. We've got plenty to talk about, but not something that's going to take too long, especially in today's show. So, like I said, pull up that lawn chair, watch the car crash with me, and let me take you on the roller coaster ride for tonight's stream. What the hell? I'm gonna double check if everything else is in working order. Just double checking if it's in working order. Yep, it looks like everything's good. Most people makes plan Thursdays, errand day. I know. I don't know why. The perfect day to make to do errands is on Friday. Anyone can debate me on that. Friday is the perfect day to do errands because you don't have to you don't have this looming sense of like going back to work afterwards. You know? So that's what I'm just like. Friday is the perfect because then you have the weekend for those who are actually off on the weekend. And yes, I have a Superman shirt on because that's my favorite superhero. Let's see. Ooh. My color still corrects even after I change colors on my main camera. I mean, my main lights. Man, lighting is so fucking annoying, by the way. All right. So we all know what happened a couple of days ago. In an unfortunate elementary school over in Texas. At least that's how you pronounce it, correct? We're starting to see more and more developments of what's been going on there. And a lot of people are pissed off with the police. Rightfully so. Who wouldn't be pissed off with the people that are set out to protect and serve? Why isn't a Superman red shirt on? Or a sun shirt? Why isn't it a Superman? This is an old shirt, by the way, okay? I know what Superman shirt you're talking about. Basic comedy Superman. I forgot to do something. Let me check. Let me check that out. It's just
mission failed. We'll get them next time.
What a stream, right? What a fucking stream. GXC, you can do better. Stalinist Superman. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't have that shirt. Maybe if we're big enough, I can afford one. All right. So there's been major developments of what's going on. With the police's involvement of the mass shooting, and we're here to talk about a few points to just to get some things off our chest, right? First and foremost, this is just a little Twitter post. Yeah, take everything with a grain of salt we see on the internet, and take everything with a bolder of salt that you see on Twitter. But as this person states, let's review reported performance of the UVAD police and CBD response team on Tuesday. They waited about 35 to 60 minutes before entering school while the kids bled out, wasting a golden hour, basically. Taze arrested parents begging them to go in and attempted to rescue their kids themselves. What's up, Charlie? When they did enter the school, they went to rescue their own kids first rather than deal with the shooter. Proved incapable of opening a locked door to the room where the shooter was, so they had the school employee do it for them with a key. Interesting. Remember, these are individuals who are armed and trained to protect and serve us. But it seems like every single time there's a crisis to this degree, they fold or they fumble, and they fumble at what needs to be done. There's something I will give them some leniency on, especially when it comes to law enforcement, especially at this time in this day and age. Stress and anxiety is through the roof, and putting myself or any other people through this situation, most likely not, most of us here in this country, let's not cap, we'll be in the same, we'll react in the same manner. That's the only caveat I'm going to give them. I'm not going to take that away from them. It's a stressful job. Yeah, there's kids. The only thing you can think of is your own. That's how this country has fostered this type of ideals of like basically self-centeredness. So who's to say the cops won't act in a similar manner? Think about that for a second. But that doesn't leave that there's still pieces of shit for how they acted during the situation. Remember, in this country, this is why I tell you to take the political back pill and take a step back from your emotions and your initial tantrum of what goes on around you and realize, yeah, this is exactly what I expected to happen. Nothing good, as always. All right? All right. Teachers should be armed so they can kill the bad guys. Cops need to be put to smack down the scumbag criminals. If you're a cop, you're paid to go blow the bad guy's brains out quickly. I love. Okay, sure. If that's what you think, if that's what you think, do your thing. You should sign up for law enforcement. You sound very qualified to do so. Go and do that, and just tell us how that turns out. Yeah, because that's what cops are supposed to do. So don't be mad when they actually do that to people who are innocent. Okay, don't be mad. All right. As soon as your ass is in that position too, when they're about to lay the law down on you, carry you out on 6 instead of being judged by 12, and you're getting a gun pointed right to your head. Don't be like, because you're no different than the rest of them. Remember, if you're not a cop, you're still labeled as them. All right, you are the foe for these badged gang members. Anyways, back to what we're reading. Armed school resource officers failed to prevent shooters from entering school. Uva's SWAT team had done a walkthrough of the school in February to prepare for just such a situation. Nowadays in this country, a lot of law enforcement do this so they become acclimated and familiar with the schools around them. That way that, in the event that something like this happens, most of these SWAT teams and most of these responding officers will already know like the layout of the school, what's the proper points of entry, proper points of exits, what's more of a concentrated areas of where kids are going to be at. But As we see from time to time again, training doesn't matter. And they just fumble it. They just fumble it. They just fumble it. It's just, it's tragic. It's fucking tragic. What if they label you as a bad guy? Think about that.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
What if they label you as a bad guy? Because you are a bad guy to them. If you're not wearing a badge, then you're a badge and uniform. You're a bad guy. You're a potential suspect. You're a potential terrorist. And this is what I say. Stop putting on these jerseys. Stop ironing out your brown shirt to go hoop hurrah for this police these police officers, because they don't give a fuck about you. It would be your own. But anyways, back to this. When the police did enter the classroom, they failed to neutralize the shooter first, and as a result, another child died due to their incompetence. Initially lied about the timeline. Police is 40% of US budget. And this is a news article. And this is just Twitter threads in reference to this news article.
Well, Sharon and Deborah, right before the mayhem, I spoke to a 9-year-old who says that they were just watching a movie right before lunch, and then they started to hear bangs. And that's when their teacher said to hide, and they were on lockdown. And just seconds later, the 4th grader, he got under a table with his friend.
Charlie.
They hid underneath during this entire time. He saw the unthinkable, seeing teachers and his...
Again, my boy put on his jersey. He put on his jersey.
I'm just an average guy.
He just put on his jersey. Just put on the brown jersey. It's just, the Blue Lives Matter crowd. Hipping and hopping until you break riot code. You really think these motherfuckers are on your side? Holy shit. This is adorable. This is the level of thinking of most Americans here, especially politically. You think these motherfuckers give the fuck to protect and serve you?
Nope.
They don't. Hiding is not the best thing to do. Not the asshole is optimal. But dang, bro, you've been playing way too many video games. Way too many video games. Way too many video games. Okay, if we're using names, you are a commie rat. A commie rat. This guy thinks I'm a communist. Even my communist friends know that I'm not a communist. Even my conservative buddies, even the conservative people who come in here, or the centrist that comes to watch my streams and enjoy the show, they know I'm not a commie. So it's hilarious that they just throw out names just to satisfy their own insecurities and their egos, bruh. That shit is a fucking shame. This is just a fucking shame. You see, it's just it's a small hat. It's a small magician's hat with only one trick. And that one trick is just to continue to use divisive language to ostracize others so they themselves can feel empowered and emboldened and sit on their conservative pedestals, in which that I most of the times argue against the left and liberals more than I do conservatives, because we already know by default you guys are just living off of the spectrum of reality. You guys are living in la la land most of the time, especially when you put on that jersey and t-shirt, because you're just used as political tools and pawns to basically obfuscate any progression in this country. And that's fine. That's okay. You're okay to do that. Continue to do so, because you're just in a cog in this machine that's just going to chew you up and spit you out for the few dollars and coins that these companies can use and abuse you for. Remember, don't forget to put on that sweet flag of that symbolism and think that you're different from others because you think differently politically and you're in line with the right. The most cutthroat of them all. Anyways, back to this report.
Classmates all lose their lives.
I'm not gonna sing you out. Just chill, enjoy.
Next person's door, and then we have a door in the middle, and he opened it, and then he came in and he crouched a little bit, and he said it's time to die. When he shot, it was very loud and it hurt my ear. When I saw the bullets on the floor, it was real.
Recounting the nightmare, this 4th grader, a survivor of the mass shooting inside Robb Elementary. His parents not wanting him on camera, but he wanted to share what happened.
And when I heard the shooting through the door, I told my friend to hide under something so he won't find us. I was hiding hard, and I was telling my friend to not talk because he's gonna hear us. The cop said, "Help if you need help," and then one of the persons in my class said, "Help." The guy overheard, and he came in and shot her. And then the cops barged into that classroom, and the guy shot the cops, and the cops just started shooting at.
When the gunman was dead, the child then did this.
I just opened the curtain, and then I just put my hand out, and then I got out with my friends because I knew it was the police when I saw the armor and the shield.
He says his teachers, Miss Irma Garcia and Miss Eva Mireles, saved their lives.
They were nice teachers, and they went in front of my classmates to help to save them.
The fourth grader wasn't hurt.
Yeah,
he made it out.
Looking at your viewers, you have few friends. That's adorable. You're calling for attention. You could just leave. You don't have to. You can watch. You can watch your Ben Shapiro and your Charlie Kirks and the other, like your Candace Owens, and keep like talking in their chat, and maybe they'll give you the attention that you so crave and deserve. You don't have to get it here. You can go. You don't have to be here. It's okay, Sonny. Just scour on. Yeah, you're in a smaller streamer's channel. Guess what? There's just going to be smaller viewers and smaller followers for now, for the time being. Okay? Or go and do your own thing. You want the attention so much? Go and do your own thing. Start the struggle of, besides making a fake account, do your own thing. Where's your videos? Where's your work? There's no work to be found. Even if you had one video with one follower, I would at least give you that caveat, but you don't. Okay? And I know what you want. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let my mods do it.
But the majority of his class did not. As a final word, the little boy with this to share.
I would like to say for every kid and parents to be safe.
Scary on out.
Wow. To be safe, he says. I had told him, I said, what makes you feel safe now? And he says it's being with his family, it's hugging them, and to share his feelings and emotions. Today, this fourth grader saw a counselor today, and he said another highlight was to see one of his classmates who survived, and he gave him a big hug.
Wonderful story. Good.
Texans have.
I don't want people I want most of you guys to realize that this is not a new phenomenon when it comes to this country. Our kids have been always under attack, right? They're always under the threat of massive violence, right? This has been becoming more transformative than it used to be. So don't let the boomers or, don't let your grandparents basically tell you like this is a newer phenomenon. No. They've been scared shitless and hiding under their desk from nuclear holocaust. This could be no different from us, especially how we're propagating different countries. So this is not a new thing. Our children are always under the threat of violence because of our own wrongdoings, because of our own failures, because of their parents' failures. And then when we sit there and act surprised when shit actually hits the fan, and we're just going like, what the fuck? What's going on? Have you seen the Onion's front page? Oh yeah. They've been going. The Onion's been going in this time. It's hilarious. No way to prevent this, says the only nation where this regularly happens. Shit is ludicrous. Is this going to be the only time it happens? No, because nothing's going to fundamentally change from this. It isn't. Shit is fucking ludicrous. Enjoy the shit show. Sit back and see what's going on to you. And let's continue on with this thread. And the best part is because the Supreme Court decision of Castle versus Gonzalez versus Rock. Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. No matter how incompetent, cowardly, or negligent police are, they cannot be held accountable. This is a landmark case. Some of you guys should read into it. Basically, that's what I've been telling you for most of the time that I've been streaming politically. All the things that you do counts, but at the end of the day, it won't matter. They don't have no obligation or to protect you. Why? No, they have to protect the state. They have to protect capital. They don't have to protect you. What the fuck? You really think that these people give a shit about you? No, they don't. Even though that your money, your hard-earned money that's been basically ripped away from your labor, it's going to them, a good portion of it, and more states and cities are raising their budgets. And now we have this, where they look at you like, oh, thanks, bitch. You've been grifted. You've been scammed. And your children are not safe. You're not safe. We are the ruling mob. And here are the receipts. Let's look at the receipts. Before the people come in and think that they can play cop themselves and like LARP at these individuals. You can't. In these instances, we are coming to find that the people are more braver than the people that we sanctioned off. Well, not sanctioned off. We anointed as protectors of our society. Why did we do that? At this day and age, now is more of the time for parents to come and collectivize and speak out and basically threaten our politicians to do actually something about it, or they will. That's the funny thing about this. At a certain point, you cannot sit here and continue to worship the state, worship law enforcement, worship these peddlers, these right-wing conservative gun worshipping peddlers, and think that they're going to have the answer for you. They're not. You think the liberals have something to say about that? You think the liberals have an answer with their policies and their mixed match reforms about stupid shit?
Nope.
No, they don't. No. One big thing that Americans have oftentimes forget, especially when they go through major tragedies, is that this major point. You have the power. None of these people do. None of these politicians actually hold tangible power unless you have anointed them to do so. You've granted these powers. It's going to get more and more to the point where the people have to decide what's going on. But we're so entangled in this nightmare of getting up in the morning, going out and sacrificing for 8 hours plus of our lives to come back home and deal with this nonsense that anything other than what we have to deal on a day-to-day or what day-to-day and what takes up most of our lives, it's become more and more of an inconvenience for us. So we sit there, we sit on our hands, and we become numb to everything around us. It's time to wake up from that. It really is. But don't listen to me. I'm just an average
guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just me. Well, y'all wanted to defund the police, so you sound like a maniac talking about threatening politicians. You a Fed. Hey, I got an idea about how we let people vote for who they want. And here's another thing. Don't start rioting and torching cities when y'all don't get y'all way in midterms because the people are going to decide in November against crazy far left policies. Respect democracy. Isn't that funny coming from the same individual people who decided to ransack the Capitol of the United States, threatening politicians, threatening to hang the Vice President Mike Pence, and also threatening, some of them actually were threatening Donald Trump himself. But, you know, hypocrisy is not a word you guys basically pour in y'all's soup of lies and bullshit and peddle, right? And apparently all you have is the one-trick pony. It's a one-legged pony that can only do one backflip, and that's just to call out people who call you on your bullshit, far left and radicals, right? But it's been time and time again that your positioning and your brown shirting and your hoorahing for whatever fucking team that uses you as a coin purse to ostracize you from other individuals who otherwise will help you out in your time of need. You could do that. You could do all that. And then you come in here and you think, oh, look, a black guy streaming. He's obviously a liberal. He's obviously a Democrat. Because I can already tell how the cogs in your shitty brain churn, and in a terrible way of you like trying to get political points for yourself or like pat yourself in the back just to fulfill your insecurities and your ego, especially when you have an account that just started this last month. I love it. They can't show their face. They don't have anything tangible to like actually dispute things. They start little troll accounts and continue to attack other people that don't look like them first, right? Because it's easier to like to look at other people who don't look like them and immediately like push them to the side. And then they wonder why everything around them is crumbling and why no one wants to be their friend and why no girl or no man will touch them. And they always wonder why all of society always points the fingers at them and their bullshit. But I think this is enough. I think this is enough giving them too much attention because they don't know anything. I can't sit. It's like a college professor arguing with a fucking middle schooler about topics that they have no idea about. This is exactly where we're at now politically. They run amok, and then they cry foul when you call them on their bullshit, or when they actually face the consequences of their own actions. You know, red a red light, a police officer pulls you over, and then he pulls a gun out at you because you decided to reach in your pocket for your wallet. But I'm white, officer. How can you do that? Blue lives matter. Don't you see the sticker in my car? Nope. Fail. You failed to realize.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
Well, let's continue on with the show. Hey, Charlie, do you know if there's like anything like here that I should be wary of? Oh yeah, most of them are sock accounts, and it's fine. It helps fuel me because later on, I'm gonna start jumping on panels. I'm gonna start jumping on debates and stuff, and like start talking to their gods and the people that these people worship, right? That they look forward to for their talking points. They sit there and they jot down, and they whack their I don't even say little wiener. They whack their wiener, and try to find little like gotchas. So, hey, keep them coming. Keep them coming. It gets me prepared for their lords, their clergy. That it gets me prepared to debate their clergy, to get on these panels and debate their clergy. Because I'm sick of this shit. My voice needs to be out there. The political black pill needs to be taken, and hopefully you can take it. I haven't seen this. Oh, I've seen it later in. That's okay to watch, I think, but it's sad. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Appreciate the timeout, CB. Yeah. Don't ban them. Just time them out. Don't ban them. You don't have to ban them. Just time them out. I like this 66 seconds. Just time them out because all they want is attention. I think you can say a little wiener, but I don't want them to feel as if they're inferior. I want them to feel as if they're normal people, but just fucked up in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a normal sized wiener, but still be a piece of shit. But big wiener people, they took it the political black pill. They're not dealing with this shit. They don't put their jerseys on, hop up to the stadium. Yeah. Look, black guy streaming. You're a radical leftist. You're a commie. You're a commie rat. You're a scum. If I was all that, where do you see that in my stream? Where do you see any hammer and sickle? Where do you see any memorabilia of that? Usually if a person is a communist, they're proud to be, and they've read the literature enough to make it make sense. Where do you see that? Oh, I disagree with you. So now I'm that. I wouldn't, if I ever do that, I would be doing a disservice to myself and for those who actually identify as communists, because they know exactly what they're talking about. I wouldn't. I know about the class war and the class struggle because I'm a structuralist, and that's something you have to like listen to and understand. But I failed to see this. It's a like I said, it's a one-legged pony doing a backflip, and that's all you're gonna see in this shit show from them, especially on the right. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries, this is exactly what they're good at. This is what they're good at. You really think that the police is designed to protect your children?
Nope. Nope.
No. This is how it's going to be spent. Spend. And I'm just going to lay it out for you. So, because once you get on Twitter, I give it about a day and a half. Because this is how this talking point is going to be spent. And for those of you who are actually tuning in live, I'm going to give you the game. And for those of you who are watching later, I'm going to give you the game to help you out to debate these people that you want to debate in the comment section. Waste a couple minutes of your time, feel good, whatever the case may be. So this is how this is going to be spent. What do you expect the police officers to do when there's an active shooter in the grounds of the school? Do you expect them to go in and let these parents try to save their kids and potentially become another victim? Here's the thing. When you hear this talking point, because you're going to hear this often, this is going to be the main talking point that they use. The best way to say it is, well, I'm paying these people to go in and save my kids. If you don't want me to, why aren't there's more an effort to go and do so what I pay these people to do, what it's expected them to do, what they signed up to do, what they're almost contractually obligated to do is to protect and serve our society, our citizenry, to make sure our civilians and their children are more protected. Don't forget this point, especially when they bring up that spin, is that they actually did go in. They actually did go in. But guess what? They saved their kids. Now, they saved their kids. They looked at your kids dead in the eye, and do nothing for it. Went in, grabbed their kids, booked out, beat parents outside. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
You don't have to listen to me. You can listen to Trump. Trump has the answers, right, Trump?
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
The woman they cuffed here eventually got uncuffed by local cops, and she climbed the fence, went to the school, and saved her kids and others. More and more efforts from the citizenry than the people who were supposed to protect and serve us. Isn't that awful? Think about that the next time you get pulled over. Think about that this is the next time there's a stop. There's been, like I said, I gave him the caveat. It's a stressful, anxiety filled situation. Initially, of course, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know who's active shooter. You're going in there blind. But you had the time to assess, evaluate. Some cops actually went in. You would think the course of action is, to subdue the threat and take care of it at a timely manner. Of course, you're not going to save all lives. You're just not. Let's be realistic here. We're realists here. You're not going to save every life. You're not. But damn be it. You're going to try as hard as you can to save every life. I swear, man, this fucking country, it's just excuse after excuse after excuse after a fucking excuse.
It's not helping matters. We're taking care of shit, he ain't done yet. She dead? It's not good. Y'all shouldn't fucking treat that motherfucker like that. No! The fuck you doing to him? Let him go! ¿Qué vas a disparar, güey? We're shooting!
Remember, the real threat is inside the school, not outside. The real threat is inside the school, not outside the school. You know,
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
it's imperative that you understand and you internalize this, so you don't let your emotions like run rampant. Of course, you're gonna be blood boiling, rage upset with what's going on, and that just shows that you have sympathy. That shows you're empathy. You know, you have sympathy, and you could be empathetic to these parents' woes. You could do their cries out to save their kids, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're looking at this police officer, especially this one that stopped, pulled up to me, geared the fuck out. Come on. Geared the fuck out. But that gear is not pointing at the active shooter who are threatening their children's lives. No, that gun would, if events were to turn for the worse, will be pointing at the parents. Grieving parents that want to save their children. And they have to sit there and follow along these guidelines so these crazed lunatics don't fucking end up becoming the outside active shooter on the parents trying to save their children. Think about that for a second. Now let's put ourselves in the position of the kids who are sitting there waiting to be rescued. We heard about a child that, you know, gave his account of what happened, right? And how he believed the police came to save them. There's been a few bit of details that I don't really expect a child to kind of point out to, because, you know, he was in a stressful situation. It's hard to recall things that happened. Now imagine yourself to be a kid, right? And the fucking ghoul, the shooter, the piece of shit cretin, decided to barricade themselves up with their classroom. And then all of a sudden you look out, of course, because the windows are going to be open so the shooter can see who's coming through, so he could be that piece of shit. And you see cops just running around. And then you see them kind of bundled up, what's going on? On your think to yourself, oh shit, they have the gun, they have the AR on them, they're coming to save us. And they look you dead in the eye and then run away because they decided to grab their kids instead of trying to save their kids plus others. And it's imperative that you put yourself in this position, because this is what these kids are now going to realize, that this is the way things are. That, you know, these people are not here really to protect me, right? Well, who knows? Maybe they'll be brainwashed. The police on that day decided their lives were more important than kids. Yeah, 40% of the budget, baby. Put yourself in the position of some of these parents too, right? You're there. You're right there. You're literally right there for saving your baby, right? You're there to saving your child, right? That you help, that you raised, that you've seen since an infancy, that you and your spouse or you carried to terms, and your child is right there within a running distance. In your mind, you've already planned it out. Like, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do to save him. This is what I have to do. If I get shot in the process, so be it. I'll fucking save my kid. But no, here comes the oinkers with their, armed to the teeth and their little yellow tape to make sure you don't have that opportunity. Put yourself in that put yourself in these parents' positions, especially if you don't have a kid. Put yourself in their parents' positions. You're right there. You're armed. You can sprint. Any American at this point, regardless of your health situation. It's one of the reasons why I say, get your health in order. Sprinting distance. Even if you have to lose your life, it's worth it. As long as you have at least a 1%, what's that? I want to say monocle of a chance to save your child. And then here comes the oinker. Got it to the just military. But it's basically no different than military personnel armed in Afghanistan. It's just armed to the tits, keeping you away from it. That's the country we live in. I can't see this for too long. I'm just gonna start fucking flipping out myself. It's fucking ridiculous, and more is gonna be developing. But that's not the end of what's going on. It's not. There's more going on. The political theater, the political curtains have opened. And now all those politicians are using this incident to basically fuel their political campaigns. Basically, they're trying to use this as the best opportunity to light a fire under your ass, put a battery in your back, and make you choose a side. So, CB sent a video. So let's watch and react to this video. By the way. Fair use.
Right now, you probably wound up in the comments section of at least one article about a mass shooting, some other kind of killing spree, and seen dozens of assholes make comments like,
"Dude, if I was there, I would have totally stopped that guy. I totally know kung fu, and I just knock the weapon out of his hand and then break his neck with a spin kick, and then my mom would finally love me."
My name is Joe Lazito, and one day in 2011, my morning commute was interrupted by the tail end of a 28-hour-long stabbing spree. The reason that spree ended is because I stopped it, and I learned.
Exactly.
The stabber, Maxim Gelman, was already famous across the city. I didn't know any of that, though, because I'd gotten up too early to catch the paper. So when an obviously high person staggered crazily into the train, I just kind of figured morning in New York, That creepy guy, who I'd later learn was Gelman, started banging on the door of the engineer's compartment.
Let me in.
It's not fucking crazy. What leads a person to this fucking act? What does? What?
I was sitting right by the door. The only thing separating the engineer and myself was a wall. It turned out there were 2 cops on the other side of the door, lying in wait in case Gelman hopped on this train. I found out later they'd recognized him, but they didn't charge out to stop him. Instead, they asked him a polite question.
Who are you?
I'm the police.
You're not the police.
You'd expect 2 armed cops to, maybe do something about a wanted fugitive spree killer that they were on the train specifically to arrest, but they stayed put. So Gelman walked up to me, whipped out an 8-inch knife, and told me,
"You're going to die."
Then he stabbed me. I was in the sort of situation every man thinks about at least twice a day. Suddenly thrust into a life or death situation that required me to become a badass. Unfortunately, I had no badass training, but I have watched a lot of MMA, and when he brought back his arm to stab me again, I decided to dive in for a single leg takedown. It should have looked like this. But in reality, I shot in too high.
Exactly. And this is another thing that I've been telling you. If you watch the political Black Pill Chapter 1, basically episode 1 or pilot episode, you'll realize that I've been telling you guys, go and get self-defense training. I do not care. I do not care what position you are in. If you have to fucking rent a DVD, you have to pirate a DVD, you have to ask your military trained conservative grandpa, go and get self-defense training. It's gonna get worse. These lunatics, you can hear them and see them in the comment section. You see them in my chat. They're going to go unhinged. They want to do damage. And the best thing you can do is to train yourself to at least defend you and your family. You have to in this day and age. There's no more excuses. There's no more fucking excuses. You cannot make any more excuses. You can't. You have to learn how to defend yourself, or you'd be stuck in a fucking hard place.
And wound up tackling him by the waist rather than getting him in the leg. So he stabbed me repeatedly in the skull. The good news for you armchair badasses is that you can have no idea what you're doing but still succeed on dumb luck and balls. I outweighed Gelman by a lot, so he went down despite the power of a knife on his side. So we're both on the ground, I'm on top, and he still got his stabbing machine in hand. I tried to grab his right hand, which held the knife, with my left, but I missed, and he sliced me good in the thumb. I tried to catch him a second time and failed, so he slashed me again in my left tricep. My third grab was a chom though. I caught his hand and slammed it into the ground. He dropped the knife. Once I had him pinned and was, dying of blood loss, the cops decided it was safe enough to arrest Gelman. Next thing I remember is a cop tapping me on the shoulder. "You can get up now, we got him." I thought that was being charitable, but at the time I didn't exactly feel argumentative. There was no pain yet, just this warm feeling from the blood gushing out of me. It was like standing in the shower.
Usually when there's a warm feeling going on, that means you are losing blood rapidly. You are at the position in which you need medical attention immediately. So if you ever feel that warm sensation, yeah, the clock is ticking.
With warm water spraying the top of your head and flowing down the back of your neck. And again, when you'd expect the police to jump to my aid, they didn't. None of them even touched me. The only guy to render aid was another passenger, Alfred Douglas, aka Napkin Man, because he staunched my bleeding injuries with napkins. I think Napkin Man probably saved my life, but at this point I'd been stabbed roughly all the times a person can be stabbed while remaining conscious. And so I passed out. When I eventually came to in the hospital, it was kind of frustrating to realize that none of the early coverage mentioned me or Napkin Man. The police gave all the credit to the two officers who'd been in the subway train with me, only neither of them actually even left the booth until I disarmed Gelman. During the grand jury hearing, one of the cops testified, "I started to come out, I opened the door, but I thought Gelman had a gun, so I closed the door and stayed inside." I can see how in a stressful situation you might mistake a knife for a gun, but also that kind of makes it more infuriating. If you, Mr. Cop A. Policington, thinks this insane, drug-addled murderer has a gun, and he's sitting on a train bound for Times Square, don't you want to stop him at all costs?
You do. But biggest reason why I'm pausing is I'm like giving my reaction too. It's just fair use too, because I don't, of course, you want to subscribe to Crack, do so. But I have to be fair use. I have to make sure, I give my commentary. Because it's important that you guys realize this.
So yeah, I decided to sue the NYPD. The first case I brought got dropped, so I acted as my own lawyer for the second case and finally made it to a judge. The judge said,
"Mr. Lozito's version of the story sounds highly credible, and his version of events rings true."
But I still lost the case. Here's how that was justified in its original legalese.
No direct promises of protection were made to Mr. Lozito, nor were there direct actions taken to protect Mr. Lozito prior to the attack. Therefore, a special duty did not exist.
It turns out there was a major piece of legal precedent in my way. In 2005, the Supreme Court ruled on Castle Rock v. Gonzalez. In that case, a woman sued the Castle Rock PD after they failed to respond.
You see what I'm... When are you going to realize it? When are you going to enlighten yourself and realize people are not on your side? They never will be. They would oftentimes find a way to fucking shit on you, to make you eat the shit, to make you, to plunge your head straight into the rock. They don't care about you. You think the judge cares about you?
Nope.
You think the judge cares about you? You think that they're going to hear your case as legally strained as it out, as legally formulated for the best possible outcome for you winning the case and possibly making a precedent that could set the direction of most of the United States for that actually can serve the people? It's not going to be the case. You're going to sit in that court case. You're going to sit right there, and that judge is going to rule the same thing she did for him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. They run it. They run the game. And now with this new Supreme Court, it's over. It's over. You can sit there and slam your chancla on the fucking ground and scream.
Emotional damage.
But that's not going to change the situation that you are in. It's not. It's not going to change the situation that you're in. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. I am warning you. And I tell you all the time, you know what you are already.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
No more when you're born in this fucking country, you are a fucking victim. You're a victim with the powers that be. And you think that they're going to let go of their powers because you feel some sort of way? Because you have some like rightful movie-like speech, some Martin Luther King style speech? No. You think you're going to debate your way through? You think you're going to debate your way through it?
Nope.
You're not. You're not. You're not going to do it. It's going to be over. It's going to be over. You're not going to debate your way through this. You might change some heart and minds on, the spaces around you, but that's not going to fundamentally change anything.
When she complained that her estranged husband had violated a protective order and abducted their kids. He eventually murdered them. The Supreme Court ruled in the police department's favor. It turns out it's literally not their job to protect people. So to the internet badasses who are about to comment on this video and claim they totally nailed the takedown, you should make a note of a few things. First, my insurance had me in and out of the hospital in 2 days. And the hospital didn't give me any AIDS or hepatitis tests after I'd been stabbed with a knife that had stabbed other people. Apparently that's not medically necessary. Second, if you ever get the chance to confront a dangerous armed madman, don't trust in the police having your back. Don't expect to get the credit, and hope like hell there's another napkin man waiting in the wings to help you.
Think about it. It's all fucked. It's all fucked. As much as you think that you're safe, as much as these badasses will come and think that they have your back, they don't. These people, like, they love putting that jersey on. It's warm and fuzzy to them. Even though that jersey's basically riddled with all the tools for their oppression. I've said it before. You've heard it before. You're a victim. You're a victim.
You're a victim.
You're a victim. You're a victim in the circumstances in this fucking this establishment, this country. You're a victim of it. Guess what? Now you can claim victim. Conservatives, you can claim victim. You are a victim to this. Not to what you think that you are, too. You're a victim. Hundreds of students in Oxford High School and Michigan schools were killed in November, walked out Thursday, and formulated a U on a football bill to show the support for students and families in Uvalde, Texas. Well, let's read the comment section here, because I'm kind of curious to what the cesspool that is Twitter has to say about this. Anyways, and all three people that are here, all the people who are sitting down and watching this, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really appreciate you guys. I gotta remember to look at the right camera too when I speak. It's like they're literally side by side. But I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Even if you're lurking, you're cool too. I turn off viewership too because I gotta do this show without worrying about, like, for now, about how many people show up. But we keep doing this, and eventually we'll get there. All right, keep grinding at it. Anyways, I'm trying to stick to more of like a Tuesday, Thursday thing for this. I think that's like a good. I can sit down and like formulate my thoughts, put down some notes of what I want to discuss, and like give it to you. It might be like Monday, Friday. I might add extra buffer or late, but you might get 2 political black pills a week, and then I'll figure out the rest of the stuff that I want content wise. But yeah, and of course the patrons get all of it. Period. No matter your support level. All right, for now. Very symbolic but not productive. We're kids. What do you expect us to do? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Very symbolic and not really productive. What do you want the kids to do? Isn't it hilarious? Change the world, of course. A super ego-driven country full of narcissistic, self-centered adults that do nothing. If they can type away their bullshit, they'll do that.
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
It's get to the point where I was going to say this too, but this person said it. All students across the USA should effectively go on strike and refuse to show up to schools until substantial government reform changes are enacted. SOS. Student on strike. Yeah, I agree. That's the only way you're going to affect these, affect any sort of change in a minimal sense in terms of violence. Right? Your parents need to stop showing off for work. Start showing up for work. Camp out the politicians. Camp out in the capital of your state. Don't go to work. Camp out there. Camp out in the governor's mansion or the senator's mansion. Camp out. I'm not going to work. Nope. I'm tired of paying your salary until you actually do something. Nope. And if you don't want to do nothing, we'll just drag you out and we'll put someone else in place. The people need to actually take action. Or this is just going to continue to go on. It's going to continue to go on. There's no more room for you to be nice. But there's no more room for it. You can't be nice anymore to these people. You work your ass off. You work yourself to the bone. The most productive fucking society on the planet. No healthcare. Most productive members of people on this planet. No healthcare. No gun reform. A president who's yelling, someone's got to do something about this. We need to do something about this. Senators and Congress people fighting on Twitter instead of actually drafting up meaningful legislation, instead of going back and actually putting their bodies to work instead of their fingers, instead of their thumbs. This is what's going on. And they want you to play the games. They want you to put the t-shirt on. Yeah. Get them. Get them, progressives. Get them Biden. Get them, Nancy. How stupid do you look? You put on your brown shirt. Yeah, NRA, yeah. You radical communists and leftists, you're not going to do nothing. We're going to shoot. Police should have just went in there and shoot. Even though we have basically video evidence showing that they just stood there for an hour and not do nothing. And some of them went in there to save their own kids. Damn, be your kids. This is the country that you live in. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to say? Are you going to keep playing this divisive games? Are you going to keep trying to play the teeter-tatter left versus right games? This is going to fail. This is going to look stupid. You're going to go a low-viewer streamer like me and then cry foul, try to debate me, and then look stupid and then leave. Or get timed up because your sentences don't make any sense. What you type out in chat doesn't make any sense. This is what you're going to look like. Just a complete and utter fucking failure. But you don't have to listen to me. I'm just an average guy.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Yeah. I'm just an average guy. So let's talk about the mother that actually went back and did something to save her kid. While the police were sitting on their hands, Well, while we sat there and just waiting for someone to do something about it, while your children called out your fucking name. Every single law enforcement officer that did not step in to immediately oppose the threat needs to be fired. Every single one of them. I didn't say put jail time. I didn't say jail time. Fired. If you were not to do your job the moment you show up, go to your you know what? Just go to your fucking job and not do your assigned task for a whole ass hour. And what do you think's gonna happen to you? What? People fail to put this shit into perspective. Go when you punch into your job. Do not do an assigned task that your boss told you to do for a whole ass hour. Just do that shit and watch what the fuck happens to you. You're gonna deal with some sort of consequence. Are these officers gonna face any consequence? Nope. Highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Anyways, just back into it. A mom or two of I don't even know how to say this city's name, so forgive me for butchering it. I've been trying to. Uvalde was put into handcuffs after urging police and law enforcement to enter the school. Once freed from her cuffs, she jumped the school fence, ran inside, and sprinted out with her kids. Uvalde, Texas. Resident here expressed anger and frustration Thursdays about the time it took for law enforcement to end an elementary school shooting in which 19 children and 2 teachers died. Well, whatever. I already said the word. As videos circulate on social media showing parents confronting police outside the building, the police were doing nothing, says Ms. Gomez, who, after learning about the shooting, drove 40 miles. She drove 40 miles to Robb Elementary School, where her children are in the 2nd and 3rd grade. They were just standing outside the fence. They weren't going in there or running anywhere. State officials have said that the local police were at the school within a few minutes of the gunman entering the building and exchanged gunfires with him. But they were unable to gain access to a classroom where he barricaded himself, firing on officers. There's reports going around that there's certain details that are being cut. There's certain video evidence, body cam footage, school surveillance has been cut to basically paint the light that the officers went in there and they were vigilant superhero style to take care of and mobilize the fucking disgusting cretin that was in there, murdering our kids. State officials said the local police were in there within a few minutes of the gunman entered the building in a classroom where he barricaded firing officers. Ms. Gomez, a farm supervisor, said that she was one of the numerous parents who began encouraging, first politely and then with more urgencies, police and other law enforcement to enter the school after a few minutes. She said federal marshals approached her and put her in handcuffs, telling her she was being arrested for intervening in an active investigation. Has it been verified?
Showed up to the scene that actually. Vanessa. So first I want to acknowledge the brave men and women of law enforcement that showed up to the scene, that actually were involved in the scene, that actually made entry into this school and saved more lives. That, of course, we lost 18, but I want to praise those brave men and women of law enforcement. Also, offer our condolences on behalf of Texas Department of Public Safety to the families, to the victims, and the entire Uvalde community. So what we do know right now that the suspect was involved in a family disturbance earlier on the day with his grandmother, in which he shot his grandmother. From that point on, what we do know is that local law enforcement received a call.
Yeah, it's this Twitter video. I'm not making it blurry. It's not I have fantastically fast internet, so this is just not. It's not me. I'm sorry. No one mentions that the dead grandma. Rest in peace, Granny. Of course, there's always an initial victim. These psychopaths always have an initial victim. It's that initial victim that gives them the momentum to continue on, to give basically the green light into doing what they were doing. So the grandma for some reason, the grandma was a victim in this, and I believe she passed away. And it's just sickening. Like, what makes you what makes you think you could just murder the elderly like that, especially in an elderly that I don't know if the like I'm gonna speculate here. This is my opinion at this point. Sure, the grandma loved him very much.
Crash and a man with a gun nearby where the school's at. At that point, local law enforcement responded to the school. The suspect made entry into the school, and as soon as he made entry into the school, he started shooting children, teachers, whoever's in his way. He was shooting everybody. We had, of course, as I mentioned, brave law enforcement made entry into that school, exchanged gunfire with a suspect who was wearing body armor. Several police officers were shot. At that point, we did have a tactical law enforcement team arrive on scene. They made entry. They were also met with gunfire by the suspect, but they were actually able to shoot the suspect, and now the suspect is deceased. As of right now, we do have 18 children confirmed that are deceased, as well as 2 adults, one of those being a teacher from the school.
And we've also heard word that Border Patrol agent was struck with gunfire, a few officers shot. We've heard that some law enforcement officers actually went into school to get their kids out. Can you talk about that?
Right, so we do know, Vanessa, right now that there was some police officers, families trying to get their children out of the school because it was an active shooter situation right now. It's a terrible situation right now. And of course, just as we mentioned, the loss of life, it's just terrible. It's a terrible tragedy now that took place. But again, we got to keep...
Don't want to talk about that. You know, you're in a gang, right? When you're in a gang, I've never been in one, but I've had plenty of people around me in my life who's been in one. When you're in a gang, the last thing you want to do is give the sequence of events in a chronological order that makes the gang look bad, aka snitching. You don't want to snitch on the gang. The gang will ostracize you. The gang might beat your ass. The gang might murder you. So you could just tell by a little bit, the person's just stumbling on their words and just reiterating the tragedy to make sure that, certain people are not painted in a bad light for being extremely selfish in a situation where selfishness is not to be, selfishness is not desired, basically. This little thing, man.
Acknowledging those brave men and women that actually were there on scene that met this suspect. And of course, we know that they were met with gunfire. Some of them were shot. But at the end of this, the suspect was shot and is now deceased. The threat is now neutralized.
And we're hearing his home was less than a mile away from here. Did you find any other guns, any other ammunition? We've heard maybe about...
Hey, what the fuck? Oh, this is someone's phone. Isn't that crazy? Ludicrous. Fucking ludicrous. I feel bad for Ludacris. All right, brown shirts. Let's see who you put that cape on for. Let's talk about the politicians who are just basically saying we can't do shit. We can't do nothing. You trying to see the political theater in action? Trying to see the political theater live? Never let a good crisis go to waste, right? Never. You shouldn't. Why? When you can have your little events where all your all these ghouls and vampires and parasitic leeches just latch on to this event and try to get their moments on camera, because that's what's important to them. Not your children's lives, not your life, but their campaigns.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is totally.
Look at this. Look at this straight cuck. Look at this cuck. This is you in the comment section. These are most of you This is most of you right here. This guy right here. This most of you guys right now. Looking like this because you look at this caping for conservatives. All these motherfuckers will sacrifice you for an extra point for the economy, for their GDP. They will sacrifice this. You were just a tool. You're just a tool. These are the badasses that most of you guys are worshiping. These guys. These are your badasses. This is the superior. These are the superior. This is the superior party. This is the party that's, if you're not right, you're wrong.
With the glass.
Oh shit! Right.
May Allah awaken the people and help them.
This is the superior party. This is what you're supposed to get in the booth and vote for. This is you though. You're this guy right here. This is you, libs, arguing on Twitter. You look just like this fuck O'Rourke. You don't think O'Rourke is just using this opportunity just to score more political points, especially since I think he's won his primary in Texas. Oh, this is his perfect chance to get the people's attention so they can come out and vote for me. So then I can do nothing. Remember, the President of the United States.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Sit down.
You're out of line and an embarrassment.
What's up, dude?
Sit down and don't play this stuff.
Next shooting is right now, and you are doing nothing.
No, he needs to get his ass out of here. This isn't the place to talk this over.
This is
Bro, this guy is like the embodiment of all, like, when you argue with conservatives online, you have to picture this guy. Just some uppity there's some uppity person. You know what? I want to fucking roast this dude, but I can't right now. Let's wait until we get a little bit bigger. Then I'm gonna start fucking cooking. Okay, I'm gonna start cooking. All right, I'll start cooking for you guys. You guys want to see Chef GXG? You will see Chef GXG. Let's just get a little bit bigger, and then I'll start cooking for you guys.
totally predictable when you.
Sir, you're out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium.
You notice how as soon as he start yelling and screaming for his, he's just bending over and grabbing his ankles for all these fucks that they don't care. They don't care. They don't give a shit. They just said what the fuck they had to say and shut the fuck up. Let the brown shirt do it. Let him speak for us. Let him cape for us. Let him suck the teat off us. Let him eat our salad. Because this is every single conservative internet commentator, big or small. This is exactly what you sound like. You do the work for them. You do the fucking work for them. Why? Why give the energy if some other schmuck is going to do it?
I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
They don't hear themselves at this point. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
To make a political issue. Son of a bitch that would come to a deal. I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
They don't see themselves. Here's the one thing brown shirt conservatives don't own: a mirror, nor an audio recorder. They don't hear themselves. This is say shit. That's it. That's what's it. They don't operate on reality. And guess what?
Nobody gives a shit.
It's on assholes like you. Why don't you get out of here?
Exactly. Imagine grandstanding at a person who came to grandstand. What about the First Amendment? What about his First Amendment? Crickets. What are his First Amendment rights? I keep looking at the wrong camera. I apologize. What about his First Amendment rights? Y'all not gonna speak up? No one's gonna say, hey, let him speak? I don't know why he keeps doing that. He's like reaching.
It's on assholes like you. Why don't you get out of here?
Free speech warriors right here. Free speech warriors. These roll of people, these commentators, these chatters, they're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting in a 6-hour, 8-hour long line just to vote for them. For what? For what? What are they doing for you? What are they going to do for you? What are they going to do for you? You're literally watching them sing on their asses. Not doing anything. Oh, they all heard it. They all heard it. They all heard it. What about his First Amendment? What? What Constitution?
There are.
The biggest reason why I'm laughing right now is because people are defending this. Oh, these guys. Look at these. They're gonna run your country to the fucking dirt. If you think conservatives are gonna save you, you got another thing coming. We already talked about liberals enough. But right now, we're aiming at the conservatives. You don't win anything. You're not going to win nothing. Your vote's going to count. It's going to count for their re-election. But you ain't going to matter. Your vote's not going to matter. They don't give a fuck. This is another day in America. Another way to bolster my campaign for them. Easy. Abbott run his primary. These are the good old boys. These are the strong men that you cape for. Because what? They call out the LGBTQ people. They call out black people for some of their faults. And you think just because they do that for some reason they're going to pedestalize you? You?
Nope.
They're not going to pedestalize you. They don't care about you.
Lies. Oh, lies!
That's all it is. It's a bunch of fucking lies. Whoa, it just occurred to me that people waited in line to vote for Ted Cruz. Thank you. Hopefully I can wake. I hate using that term. I can enlighten most of you guys into the bullshit that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis on this political system. The process is not set up for you to win. It's not designed for you to win. It's not optimized for you to win. It's not. Stop playing their games. Of course you can play online, debate, and do all that extra shit. Who's to stop you? Nothing really is going to change. From our presidents, I don't even think he tweeted this. I'm not going to lie to you. I called on Congress to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, but Senate Republicans have stood in the way of the progress. That's why this afternoon, I'm taking action and signing an executive order that delivers the most significant police reform in decades. We're still waiting on that. We're still waiting on that. We're still waiting on that. Hopefully he does something about it. Is anything going to change?
Nope.
I'm not having high hopes for this. Okay. A lot of people are going to, but not I. Okay. You can if you want to. No, I already swallowed my black pill. Speaking of cruise, this is what you voted for. Cancun cruise. Come on now. The finesse game is real. Look, folks, if you vote like I do. I just ain't doing shit else. Exactly.
But why does this only happen in your country? I really think that's what many people around the world they cannot fathom. Why only in America? Why is this American exceptionalism so awful?
You know, I'm sorry you think American exceptionalism is awful.
I think this aspect of it.
You got your political agenda.
No, it's honestly,
God love you.
Senator, it's not. I just want...
And that's all he has to do to put the battery on the back of all these conservatives. That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. It's so easy. He's smiling like layup. Thanks for the layup. That's all I got to say. It's gonna call you a commie. It's gonna call you a socialist. I'm so mad. That's what you think American exceptionalism is. You have a good day. I've got cretins to feed gruel to. I've got peasants to line up for hours to vote for me. I gotta light a fire up there under their ass. You know, that's what I gotta do. Oh man, I'm sick of you. I'm the nerve of you motherfuckers. I'm sick of all you guys. I'm really tired of this shit. I'm done.
To understand why you do not think that guns are the problem.
Why is this just an American problem?
It is just an American problem, sir.
Mr. Cruz, why is America the only country that faces this kind of mass shooting?
But you can't answer that. You can't answer that, can you, sir? You can't answer that. Why is this country?
Why is it that people come from all over the world to America? Because it's the freest, most prosperous, safest country on earth.
Oh boy got triggered. He got triggered. You saw that shit? Look at the dead eyes. Look at the NPC activation. And you voted for this. You voted for this. Yeah. You with the little troll accounts. You either have to set up. You could get banned on every fucking platform, even people you like, even with people with political ideologies that you follow. You get banned on every platform. To vote for this scum. To put on your cape for these motherfuckers. To open up your mouth up wide and take it straight on the face.
What many people.
Grab your ankles and spread them. That's what they're telling you. Grab your ankles and spread them. Grab your ankles and spread them. That's exactly what these politicians are telling you. It's so simple. Let's watch that again.
You can't answer that, can you, sir? You can't answer that. Why is this country?
Why is it that people come from all over the world to America? Because it's the freest, most prosperous, safest country on earth.
It may be the freest. It may be the most popular.
America's the what? The freest, most prosperous, safest country on earth. Except if you're a child in elementary school. Except if you're a kid living in America. Except if you're a black person living in America. Except if you're a poor white living in America. You're a target. You're a target. You know what you are. You know exactly what you are. It's the freest, most prosperous, safest country on earth. For who? Because of what? Why? These questions are never answered or never asked to follow up with this bullshit that you hear. Then he had the nerve to talk about propaganda? When he just spilled the NPC line of propaganda? You gotta realize.
You're a victim.
You're a victim. You are not who he serves. It doesn't have to be Ted Cruz. We can go to any other politicians and they can get the smoke. We can go on the left, Democratic side. Who do we want? Eric Swalwell? Chuck Schumer? Who do you want? Who do you want? Nancy?
It may be the freest, it may be the most
popular. Why are our kids dying in school?
It's all a joke to them. You're just a joke. And that's the most sane of the Republicans. That's the most. Think about that. That's the most sane of the Republicans. Now let's listen to the insane. All right? But
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
I'm just an average guy. That's all I am. The freest healthcare is none at all. Exactly. You can sit there and cry all you want. You can sit there and just yell to the high moons. These politicians, these presidents, these councilmen, these judges are going to look at you dead in the eye and say, nobody gives a shit. All your woes, all your problems, all the things that you face, it's on you. What's this one, man?
Mission failed.
Yeah, it's on you. It's on you. But I'm only talking to a few people. Maybe more of this message can just basically spread out more. And that's what you can do. You can spread this message. You see my post? Retweet it on Twitter. You see it? Retweet it. Like it. Share it. Subscribe. Follow. Do all that extra shit. If you like what I'm saying here, if you like this message, if you like this eye-opening, enlightening way of how I structure my points, just to let you know that nobody gives a shit about any of this. It's just a game. Stop being pieces of it. Sit back and watch it and watch the car crash. Enjoy it. Enjoy the dumpster fire. Keep warm. I'm not telling you not to go out and vote. I will never tell you to do that. If you want to be politically active, do so. More of the activism that I subscribe to is actually community-wide activism. Getting together with your neighbors, doing things on your own, keeping you and your family safe to make sure that when the eventual fall comes, that you're prepared. And that the community's prepared so they don't eat you alive when things hit the fan. That's what I advocate. Because eventually you're going to be forced to look at your neighbor and says, we have to do something about this. Personally, physically. Because there's going to be no other option. But you just want to play the game. You just want to sit here and play the game. You don't want to be inconvenienced. No. You just look at your bank account. You look at your paychecks. You look at your stocks. You look at even if you own, you look at your real estate. You look at all the other things you own, and you just see it go downhill from there. And in your mind, you're internally yelling constantly. This is exactly every American's head right now, especially for what we're going through.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
That's all your bank account. That's all your bank account. That's your children perishing. You're just screaming that over and over and over again in your head. So we saw the most sane types of Republicans. Now let's listen to the most insane, the most batshit crazy. Roger Taylor Greene to Tucker. We have to repeal the federal law for gun-free school zones because the best thing we could do for our children is to protect them with good guys with guns. Remember this.
Guys with guns.
Let's hear the most insane before we can just counter this easily. It's layup. It's not even a layup. It's laying down on a lawn chair with a little Tykes basketball hoop sitting right next to you and you're just dumping it.
We saw the reality. Even one of the mothers that was handcuffed, and then once she was freed, she ran in and saved her own 2 children. And if she had gone in with a gun, she would have been committing a federal crime. And it shouldn't be this way at all. We have to repeal the federal law gun-free school zones because the best thing we can do for our children is to protect them with good guys with guns. And we know the Democrats know how to do that full well.
Just babble. Just babble. What? If she would have went in there with a gun, they would have just light her up. A normal citizen with a gun going to school? Oh, we just gonna light her up. This is what you voted for. Georgia. I don't know. I think, wait, she didn't really have an election, did she? She just went in there. That's besides the point, actually. But yeah. Remember, this is what you put your cape on for. This is what you fight with online for hours on days to defend these people. They don't give a shit about you. They don't. This is the most insane, most babble dribble I've heard in my life. And it just continues. And people eat this shit up. You know why? Because this is what conservatives have effectively done, right? And I've said this before on the previous stream. Conservatives have effectively picked your brain on the most primal aspects of it. And that aspect is this. They want to build upon your natural fears. And your natural fears is basically setting up a foe, a boogeyman, a devil per se. And then this devil is basically the causes of all the inadequacies of the system that you participate in. This devil is a being, an entity that they can just manifest, morph, transmutate it into being anything to make you feel as if all your faults and failures is the faults of others. And they do that so effectively that you come on to a person who only has 7 viewers and you argue till the cows come home defending these people. They don't care about you. They don't give a fuck. When are you going to start learning this? Conservatives, when are you going to start learning this? Centrists, when are you going to start learning this? Center-right people, when are you going to start learning this? Who gives a shit what you think about other groups of our society that you don't agree with and their lifestyles? It's not affecting you. But these people, the NTGs, the Ted Cruzes, Lauren Boeberts, the Trumps, these people are fucking you hard. They're the ones actually shitting on you. You're just a useful tool. You can flip this message on the liberals too. But we're talking to conservatives here. This is your red state. It happened in Philly. I'll talk about the blues as well. Till my fucking lungs go blue. My face, my skin, I turn blue myself. Lord have mercy, man. She's a broken record? Yeah. Technology, only half and half of Texas voted for Cruz. Really? Is this a meme, Murrow? This is a meme, isn't it? That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. They call us 40. 40% of the city's budget, 40% of our wives beaten, 40 minutes to enter a school. That's a meme. They don't care about you. Let's continue. More NPC action.
Weapons in this country. Why does someone need an AR? Do you think that there is any room to ban assault weapons in this country? Why does someone need an AR-15?
Well, if you talk to the people that own it, killing feral pigs in the, whatever, the middle of Louisiana, they wonder, why would you take it away from me? I'm law-abiding. I've never done anything. I use it to kill feral pigs. The action of a criminal deprives me of my right.
Do you?
So, the small city folk, the small country folk of Louisiana, in their battle with feral pigs, are the reason why most of your children should die. Is what he's made. That's what I'm translating. Most of your children should pass. Should be murdered because some yeehaw, gun-toting Louisiana voters that that's the reason why. What happened to democracy? This is a snippet. Maybe he gave it more context to it. Yeah, look at all these feral pigs in South said. Yeah. That's mostly it. 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 That's mostly it The political theater, your children passing, your neighbors, everyone living on perpetual fear. I bet you had a conversation with your coworkers today too about it. And as this story develops, of course, I'm gonna talk about it on the political black pill, of course. Maybe on the podcast. I could sit here and say, "Oh, this got to stop." I could sit here and try to make a long speech about it. I could rant about it too. But at the end of the day, if the hearts and minds of this message is not reaching the people, then what's the point? What's the point? So what should be our next topic? The next time we hit the black pill up. What should be our next topic? I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Cruz versus Beta was like a 51-49 if I remember correctly. Yeah. It's sad. It's very sad. But no one's going to listen to this message. They all want to hear sensational content creators that basically pander to and pat their backs to make them feel good and make them angry about a certain side when both sides are at fault with this. Even the third side is fault with this. I haven't done anything about it. It's all. Dude, the thing is, even people who are not affected, at least not really facing like the consequences. It's terrible atrocity. Everyone feels some sort of way because again, it's a reminder that you're not safe. You're just not. Who's gonna save you? No one is. You have to save yourself. You have to. Pick up the bag of rocks and lay a foundation. Ain't that right, Trump?
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
Thanks for liking and retweeting it. Appreciate it, brother. God, Low and Porpert said something. Let's just fucking see this shit.
Paul, of course, what exactly is happening? We know that things are being stopped in Congress. People want to know where the Republicans are at, where you're at when it comes to what the next step can be taken for some real change here.
Right. Well, first of all, of course, my heart mourns for what has taken place. And once again, unfortunately, we've proven.
Does she always do that when she speaks? Like her eye, like she keeps continuously like blinking. Is that what's going on? Like she just continues to blink when she lies? I know there's a lot of people who can't lie. Like they're terrible liars. And when they lie, they just continuously blink.
The gun-free zones are deadly and we cannot legislate evil. But I want real solutions, not just tweets. I want our schools secured. I want our children protected. And I want teachers that can protect themselves and their students. And you know what? We can achieve this without trying to disarm law-abiding citizens. For me, this is my equalizer. I need a way to protect myself and my children. And my firearm is my equalizer, my tool to do that. And what
exactly is happening? We know that things are being stopped in.
So they always have this talking point in which they believe that they're gonna come for your guns. Here's the truth about it. It's not even sad. They're not. They can't. They're feckless. What the fuck? I'm sorry. You said more stupid shit, so I'm just gonna give you guys the
nation to come together more.
I'm just gonna give you guys the bullshit.
When 9/11 happened, we didn't ban planes. We secured the cockpit. And of course, leave it to Barack Obama to make this issue more divisive instead of allowing the nation to come together, mourn, and heal.
What does Barack Obama has to do with anything? Regurgitating talking points. It's the same thing over and over and over. And guess what? You're going to fall for it. Any conservatives who catch this, you're going to fall for it. You're just going to fall for it. They love this shit. It's easy. 13 seconds. Play up. They won't, and they can't, and they never will help you. They got too much money to make. Realize that. They got money to make. They don't got time for you. The time that they spend around you, that's just moves to make more money. Moves to pander to certain individuals who like basically have who subscribed to the message but are wealthy. That's who they move for. They don't move for you. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't. Your $50, $60, $70, $80,000 job. No, they don't move for you either. Now, even some of you professionals, you're starting to realize, you're starting to feel the burn. Those of you in the upper six figures, you're starting to feel the burn too, that you're going to realize they're not for you. They won't be, and they never will be. Until we continue to perpetuate this system, this awful economic chimera known as capitalism. We're just going to deal with it. Have a good one, Charlie. But you don't have to listen to me.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America. And I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Let's hope most people can think that way. Anyways, thank for all those who are tuning in live. This is the Political Black Pill. We might change things around, just to get some time so people can actually sit down and watch it. But we're sitting here, we're grinding, we're content making, as always. So yeah, it's Chairman Alex. I appreciate all you stopping by. And this is where it closes chapter 3 of the Political Black Pill. Protect and serve, kind of. Now, what is the Political Black Pill? Where we head out. What is the Political Black Pill? Why the Black Pill? Because it's time to open your eyes to all the grifters, scammers that are selling you a system. We're not nihilists, we're realists. This political system and the media pundits, independent or the established, love it when you bend the knee. And we say don't do it. You're free to vote, not vote, be active or not. But I implore you to take the black pill and realize we're in a roller coaster and not a car ride of the end stages of capitalism. So take your jerseys off, remove your brown shirt, because you're being finessed. We don't care if you're conservative. We don't care that you're liberal. These are the mark of the beast of design. Basically, to designate you to the camp that will eventually send you off for a quick buck. So, pull up your lawn chair and watch the cars crash with us. Like I said, I'm your Morpheus. Take this pill. My name is JXG. I'm glad you tuned into my stream. And like I said before, I might redefine this definition of it. It's gonna transform. It's gonna constantly transform and get redefined, and basically we're gonna sharpen this to like a fine katana. That way no one can like misconstrue what we set up here. Anyways, as of all my streams, I'm leaving with a positive message. I love the boot stand. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun stream soon. We still got a lot of Dark Souls 2 to get through, and I know I've been seeing your stream, Duke. I see you calling me out. You're right. I'm eventually beat Dark Souls 2. All right. A positive note, as always. Don't let these people rob you from what you cherish and you hold dear. What you cherish and you hold dear shouldn't be an ideology that hinders you from experiencing others, experiencing life. All it is set up to shackle you down and to use and abuse you. Once you remove those shackles, you become more enlightened, you become more red, and you understand that it's all a big finesse game, and you're gonna win it. And this country is finessed or be finessed. There's also a third option. Don't play. And you don't have to play because you're smart, you're wise, and we all love you. Someone loves you, or something loves you. Remember, stay classy.
ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
May Allah awaken the people and help them to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States.
You know, I spend a lot of time, thinking about all the shit I could have done. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I think I could have been the motherfucking president. Shit. Nigga, I wish things had been different. I mean, I'd do anything in the motherfucking world just for things to be different. I guess I'm just gonna be